Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, words my brethren all around the world watching this video. Hope you're having a great day today as you're tuning in. Make sure you do yourself a damn favor and hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. Now, interesting stuff, the latest developments on Manny Pacquiao and what he will do in his next fight as he pushes along with his career, the twilight of his career. It's funny because I saw this today, and basically, like, it caused quite a stir in boxing because Manny Pacquiao had a poll on his official Twitter account. He had a poll on his Twitter account, and in that poll, he asked his followers a simple question. He said, "Who should I fight next?" And he gave you 4 options, and those 4 options were as follows: Floyd Mayweather Jr., Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, and Showtime Sean Porter. And those are the only 4 options. Now, let's take a minute and let's pause on just like what is wrong with that list. Errol Spence Jr. isn't on the list. He's not on the list. And it's caused quite a stir. It's caused quite a fuss amongst many boxing fans, especially the Manny Pacquiao detractors, the people who think he's no good no more and he's washed up and that he'll get ironed out and flattened by Errol Spence. Now, I'm not gonna lie, even as I am a massive Manny Pacquiao fan. I love Manny Pacquiao. I think he's one of the top 10 greatest pound for pound fighters who ever lived. I don't mean and mind you, that's different than actually thinking he's one of the 10 best boxers who ever lived. But I think pound for pound, he is one of the top 10 best boxers who ever lived. With that being said, it is a bit alarming. I know we're sitting here, we're on True School Sports, and we're talking about Twitter polls. Are we talking about Twitter polls? We talking about practice? I feel like Allen Iverson right now. We're talking about Twitter polls, and the man just left Errol Spence off the Twitter poll. Now, he didn't leave Sean Porter off the Twitter poll, and it's interesting because Sean Porter's got a belt, and who knows, man? Maybe I'm gonna look at this from both sides, okay? Manny Pacquiao might want to get a belt before he fights Errol Spence, and when he fights Errol Spence, it's a unification fight. Maybe there's that, or maybe he's afraid of Errol Spence. I highly doubt that it's a second one. I really doubt that he's afraid of Errol Spence Jr. Because why would he be afraid of Errol Spence Jr.? The man just came out and said that Errol Spence Jr. reminds me of Ledwaba. Why would he be afraid of Errol Spence when he's fought the guys he's fought in his career? That doesn't make any sense to me. And plus, fighters, come on, man. Fighters are not afraid of each other. They're always usually afraid of external factors such as, money, judges, things like that. But it's seldomly as a fighter ever afraid of another fighter. I mean, to be a fighter in the first place, you got to be you got to be cut from a different cloth. You got to be a different breed, as they would say. So I don't think he's ducking Errol Spence, but it's not. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a good look. It really isn't a good look because, if you go out there and you ask your fans who it is you want to fight, and meanwhile you're the one whose name is constantly being attached to Errol Spence Jr. He's calling you out. He says he wants to fight you. He told you to your face at Cowboy Stadium. He went on first take the other day. He told Skip Bayless he wanted to fight you. And then you said you'd fight him, and now all of a sudden you're not even mentioning him in the fold. So, I mean, we got to ask ourselves this question, okay? Is Errol Spence Jr. A less of a big fight than Sean Porter? No. Errol Spence Jr. has proven in his last 2 fights to be a ticket seller in the Dallas area. He's building a good fan base there. And, as far as Danny Garcia, is that fight smaller than the Danny Garcia fight? I mean, that's debatable. Danny Garcia has a fantastic fan base in the Brooklyn area. He's broken Barclays Center ticket records. But Errol Spence Jr. is putting 47,000 people in seats at Cowboy Stadium, and he sold out the Dallas Cowboys practice facility in the fight before. So, I mean, obviously he had to fight for Mikey Garcia this fight, but Errol Spence Jr. seems to be on track towards being a potential pay-per-view star. So, it's not a good look. It really isn't a good look for Pacquiao, and he's getting, just so you know, he's getting crucified for it in his Twitter comment section. I mean, let's go read a couple of these. Let's see if we can find a couple of the people that commented on this. People are just tagging Errol Spence's name left, right, and center. And what's insane too is that I'll tell you guys something even more insane. That poll, 77,000 people have voted on that poll, and 73% of that 77,000 They said they wanted to fight Floyd Mayweather next. 13% want Keith Thurman next. That's what I voted for of the available options. 9% say Danny Garcia, and 5% say Sean Porter. So that's pretty much what it is. Pacquiao's career. Well, Pacquiao's poll. It's funny too because I'm going through the comments here. Ashley Theophane, you know Ashley Theophane. Ashley Theophane is literally sitting here tagging Errol Spence's name. So you usually got fighters tagging Errol Spence's name, and people are clamoring for this fight because it's been one that's been discussed highly from the Spence camp, from the PBC side of things. From Spence especially, that he really wants this fight because he feels that a Pacquiao fight will be the fight that will propel him into boxing superstardom. And honestly, I would agree with him because when you look at his last 2 fights in particular, against Ocampo, that was his first trial run, so to speak. He had his homecoming fight. He fought at the Dallas Cowboys practice facility, which, if you guys don't know, it's damn near like a mini basketball arena within itself. It's seats about 13,000-ish, 14,000-ish. And he sold that out. Then he fought at Cowboy Stadium, and then granted, he had a big help with Mikey Garcia being undefeated Mexican champion, so a lot of people came to support Mikey. But at the same time, Errol Spence is the local guy. He was an instrumental part in helping them sell 47,000 tickets. So he's trending upwards. He's trending upwards, and his first pay-per-view, in the eyes of many, is a commercial success because they did in excess of what I think the number I saw reported was 340,000 buys. So we're talking about roughly a $25 million gate at that. So he's trending upwards as far as the business standpoint. I would say he's been past Sean Porter. He's to the point now where I think he's passed Danny Garcia. He's definitely passed probably Keith Thurman, because Keith Thurman ain't doing them kind of numbers. So people want to see this fight, and maybe Pacquiao did that on purpose. We don't know. We could sit here and speculate, but that's been the big stir. That's been like one of the biggest things in boxing today. I've seen people just going crazy about the fact that Manny Pacquiao did not include Errol Spence in his poll. And literally, when you go on his thing, when you go on his little poll and look at the comments, every comment, and I mean almost every comment, is Errol Spence, Errol Spence, Errol Spence, Errol Spence, Errol Spence, Errol Spence, Errol Spence. That's what people want to see. They want to see Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence Jr. at Cowboy Stadium. Because not only would that be a big fight, that's a big event. We're talking about a fight that could potentially do it. If he did 47,000 against Mikey, and you put him in there with a guy, worldwide, global icon with name recognition like Manny Pacquiao, I mean, we're talking about a fight that can do excess of 60,000 tickets, maybe 70,000 tickets. It could break records for boxing at Cowboy Stadium, which would be quite the feat. Because I believe when Manny fought Margarito there, I think he did about 50K himself when he fought Margarito, and that was when he was at the peak of his powers. So we'll see, man. But that's the news. Manny Pacquiao conveniently leaves Errol Spence Jr. off of his poll on Twitter, where he asks fans who he should fight next. Once again, I'll give you guys the numbers. At the time of this video, there's 77,838 votes. Floyd Mayweather has 73% of those votes, which is pretty crazy. People voting on this are clearly not I don't know. I don't want to judge nobody, but I ain't trying to see that fight. I know a lot of people ain't trying to see that fight, but apparently I guess maybe I was wrong. Maybe people want to still see that fight, because 73% people, it's overwhelming how much people want to see that fight. 13% for Keith Thurman, 9% for Danny Garcia, and 5% for Sean Porter. So you guys let me know what you think about Manny Pacquiao leaving Errol Spence off of his poll, about asking the fans who he should fight next. Do you think it's just whatever? He just, maybe he forgot Errol Spence? Or do you think, this is the first telltale sign that Manny Pacquiao don't want no smoke with Errol Spence Jr.? You can let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure many of you will say, because a lot of you guys come here and say, oh, Pacquiao is not going to fight him. I'll bet money with you, yada, yada, yada. And I know a lot of you are going to be in the comment section for this video, and you're going to say, you see, BT, I told you so. Feel free to say that in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.